If you have back, knee or shoulder pain, you've probably tried stretching and foam rolling to fix it. My entire body used to be stiffer than my morning wood, and foam rolling was the first thing I reached for too. But it's a waste of time. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to actually fix your pain for good. One of the most common problems I hear is shoulder pain. And it's almost always caused by two things that most people never train. The first is poor strength and control of the shoulder blades. This is my client Elliot here. Watch his shoulder blades closely. There's almost no movement. And when the shoulder blades aren't doing their job, your lats, traps and rhomboids never fully engage. So other muscles have to compensate for it. The obvious one is the arms. That's why you always feel your arms more than your back doing a row. But the reason you get shoulder pain is because your rotator cuff has to compensate as well. So it ends up doing two jobs and eventually breaks down. Here's a simple way to feel what your shoulder blades actually should be doing. Imagine squeezing a tennis ball between them. You'll feel them almost wrapping around it. That's the motion we want to train. And the exercise to train this is called scapular cars, and it works like this. Pull your shoulder blades together, up towards your ear, roll them forward and back down towards your hip in a slow controlled circle, all while keeping a straight arm through the entire movement. Do it 5 times in this direction and reverse 5 more times. Now to make it harder, you can grab a small weight and hold it close to your shoulder in a half kneeling position. Same circular motion, but now you're doing it on the load. Better control of the shoulder blades doesn't just solve a lot of shoulder issues, it also makes you use your back muscles more during rowing movements. But while scapular cars fixes the root cause, it is often the weakest muscle in the body. Watch the elbows of my client Colm right here. They're pointing forward because he can't get his arms any wider. And because he can't rotate his shoulders back, the weight forces his shoulders into a position that puts too much tension on it. And eventually, that will cause issues. The fix for this is floating dumbbell external rotations. So you lie on your back on a bench, with your elbows at 90 degrees, holding out a light dumbbell in each hand. And you let the weight pull you into that stretch, and you hold it there for about 7 seconds. Over time, increase the duration, or you add more weight to pull you further into that range. That's progressive overload applied to a position your shoulder has never been strong in. And that's exactly what will make it stop hurting. Now, even if your shoulders are bulletproof, the next link of the chain to likely break is the lower back. And the fix often has nothing to do with the back at all. This is Aaron squatting, and I want you to watch his hips. You can see him shift in a circular motion from left to right at the bottom there. That's a hip that can't move properly because one side is tighter than the other. And when the hip can't do its job, the lower back has to compensate. And over time, that adds up. This is way worse in people who sit all day. The most effective exercise to help with this is called frog reapers. You get on the floor in a wide frog stance. You push your hips back, keeping your back straight until you feel a deep stretch on your groin. Hold it there for 3 seconds. And here's the important part. As you rock forward again, drive your knees into the floor and lift your foot up. If your foot won't come off the floor despite trying hard, that's super common. If that happens, just move your hips back slightly until you can lift your foot up. A few months ago, Aaron could barely get into this position where we started. Now look at him. He created more flexibility in his hips, his squat dramatically improved, and as a result, there's less strain on his lower back. But the hips is not the only cause for back pain. Tight hip flexors and hamstrings do the exact same thing. They pull on the lower back from a different angle. The fix is a simple flow that targets both in one movement. Get into a half kneeling position, one foot out in front of you and the other leg behind you. Rotate your pelvis underneath your body. You'll feel a stretch on the front of your back leg. That's your hip flexor. Then drive your hip back towards your back foot. Flow between those two positions slowly and controlled back and forth. Then switch sides. 2 tight muscle groups solved with one movement, and your lower back will thank you for it. Now that same pattern, pain in one place, problem somewhere else, shows up in the knees too. It either comes from above the knees, in the hamstrings, or below the knees, in the tibialis, which is the muscle on the front of your shin. And especially the tibialis nobody ever trains. The forward fold tip curl targets both in one movement, and here's how you do it. Fold forward as far as you can. You'll feel a serious stretch on the hamstring. Now pull your toes up towards your shin. You'll feel your hamstrings and tibialis firing. Doing this with every rep, you're hitting 2 muscles that are most likely causing your knee pain, and you'll strengthen them, both of them together. All these exercises have one thing in common. They strengthen your muscle in their end ranges, exactly where we never take them without mobility work. But what actually solves pain for good is treating your mobility work like strength training, with intensity You should be putting in real effort, and these exercises should feel hard. And applying progressive overload with more weight, longer time in a position, or a deeper range of motion over time. Stretching and foam rolling make you feel better for a day. These exercises will fix your pain for good. And if you want to fix your squat for good, then watch this video next.